Julie Chrisley helps Nanny Faye, health scare days after pardon. Hello, everyone. Welcome back for another video. I hope everyone's having a great day. Before watching the video, please subscribe and like it. Julie Chrisley revealed that she had to help Nanny Faye days after her pardon after she had a health scare. This seems to be something Julie missed while she was away. However, Nanny Faye had something else come up, and Julie was back in the doctor's office with her after being home for only a few days. There is a lot to unfold and uncover when it comes to this. Keep reading to find out more about this situation. Nanny Faye has bladder cancer diagnosis. Nanny Faye was sadly diagnosed with bladder cancer in 2021. However, in 2023, she revealed that she was in remission. This took place while Todd and Julie were in federal prison. So they were having to email each other back and forth about Todd's mother's health. This was hard for the entire family, but they were not kept in the loop due to being locked away. However, it was also revealed that Julie was at every appointment with Nanny Faye up until the moment she was incarcerated. She never made her go alone and was by her side the entire time. This led her to feel guilty while in prison because she could not make those appointments anymore. Julie Chrisley helps her amid health scare days after pardon. Julie Chrisley has revealed that Nanny Faye could have had a health scare. She had to go to the doctor with her after being released for only a few days. Literally, when we got pardoned, I think it was that same week, right? That you found out that there were some things that showed up. I was there to take you to that appointment. While she was enjoying being back in her own home, she put her mother-in-law first and went to the doctor with her while she got this figured out. However, it does not seem to be anything too serious. Julie Chrisley helps Nanny Faye, health scare days after pardon. Julie Chrisley is no longer behind bars, but life outside prison walls has not come without its own unexpected challenges. In a turn of events that blends family, forgiveness, and a startling health crisis, the once incarcerated matriarch found herself stepping back into the role of caregiver only days after receiving the long-anticipated presidential pardon. Her first priority was clear. It wasn't media tours or legal press conferences, or even time to rest. It was her beloved mother-in-law, Nanny Faye Chrisley, who had suffered a frightening health scare in the immediate aftermath of Julie's return home. Sources close to the family say the moment Julie was freed, she asked to be taken straight to see Nanny Faye. The cameras that had once chronicled their comedic exchanges on Chrisley Knows Best weren't present this time, but what happened behind the scenes was nothing short of emotional and deeply personal. Nanny Faye, who has been a fan favorite for years and is cherished by millions for her humor and no-nonsense attitude, had reportedly experienced a medical emergency during a routine appointment that led to a brief hospitalization and extensive monitoring. The family kept the details private, but Savannah Chrisley later hinted on her podcast that the timing couldn't have been more urgent. They needed Julie, and they needed her fast. Julie walked through the front door not as a fallen celebrity, but as a mother and daughter-in-law who understood what it meant to show up when it counted most. For months, Savannah had been carrying the weight of the world, raising Chloe and Grayson, fighting for her parents' release, navigating public scrutiny, and now overseeing the health of her grandmother. With Todd still behind bars and the family torn in emotional directions, Julie's return offered a much-needed anchor. Witnesses say Julie immediately took control in the most gentle way possible. She organized Nanny Faye's medications, checked in with doctors, reviewed dietary needs, and insisted on sitting beside her every hour she was awake. Her focus was not on reclaiming fame or defending herself, but on showing up for the woman who had once taken care of everyone else. Nanny Faye, who has faced her own battles with bladder cancer in recent years, was reportedly overwhelmed with emotion upon seeing Julie again. The reunion was filled with tears, whispered apologies, and a quiet moment of gratitude for having survived not only physical sickness, but the emotional toll of separation. Family insiders say Julie's attention to detail and calm demeanor brought immediate peace back into the house. Even Savannah, who has shouldered immense responsibility in recent months, admitted that her mother's return felt like someone had finally exhaled for the first time in months. The family's home that had once felt chaotic began to resemble something closer to comfort and familiarity. The health scare that followed Julie's pardon wasn't just a medical emergency. It served as a metaphor for the fragility that has plagued the Chrisley family for years. While the world watched their legal troubles unfold beneath headlines and documentaries, the internal cracks were growing deeper. Nanny Faye's sudden illness reminded everyone that time is precious and that no matter how broken things might seem, love and loyalty still have the power to mend. Julie's reappearance also reminded fans of who she really is beyond the headlines. In the courtroom, she was painted as calculating, complicit, and cold. But inside the family walls, she has always been the quiet nurturer, the one who handled logistics, school schedules, and sleepless nights. Being back with Nanny Faye gave Julie a purpose that extended beyond freedom. It allowed her to re-enter the family as someone who could still offer value, healing, and compassion. Despite the emotional turbulence surrounding the reunion, there were also moments of levity. True to her nature, Nanny Faye reportedly cracked jokes about Julie's cooking and asked if prison food had taught her any new recipes. Julie laughed, wiped away tears, and promised to make her a home-cooked meal with less salt, more heart, and a whole lot of butter. Those small exchanges marked a return not just to routine but to love. For Savannah, the timing couldn't have been more emotional. She has spent the last 2 years fighting publicly and privately for her parents. Seeing her mother care for Nanny Faye again gave her hope that healing is possible even if justice hasn't looked the way they hoped. She shared a post on social media, hinting at the moment, writing, "Sometimes God brings you home, not to rest but to serve. That's real freedom." The public reaction to Julie's quiet return to caregiving has been mixed but mostly supportive. While critics continue to question the nature of her pardon and the justice system's decision to reduce her sentence, supporters point to this chapter as a reminder that people are more than their worst mistakes. Julie isn't trying to erase the past. She's choosing to move forward with humility and presence. As more time passes, the focus shifts not on whether Julie deserved her pardon, but on how she uses her freedom. So far, she has chosen to invest in healing the home before defending herself to the world. That quiet choice speaks volumes, and those paying attention are beginning to see a different kind of story unfold. A story not about headlines but about heart. A story of return, reconciliation, and the sometimes painful road back to normal. Julie Chrisley is no longer the woman who walked into prison 2 years ago. She is different not just in what she has lost but in what she has gained. Compassion, clarity, and an unshakable commitment to the people who matter most. For Nanny Faye, that commitment may be the very thing that saved her. For Savannah and the rest of the family, it's a sign that maybe, just maybe, redemption doesn't always come through the courts. Sometimes it walks through the door when you need it most and sits beside you when your world feels like it's falling apart. As the days unfold and the family begins to recalibrate their new normal, Julie's role continues to deepen. Whether cooking meals, making doctor appointments, or simply holding Nanny Faye's hand while she naps, Julie has re-entered her world not with noise but with grace. And perhaps in that grace, the Chrisley family has found their most powerful chapter, yet not on television, not in headlines, but right there in the silence of a small room where love once lost has returned quietly, gently, and fully prepared to stay. It seems as though some things may have shown up on Nanny Faye's medical tests that did not sit well with the doctors. However, Julie did not hesitate to be at her next appointment with her. She went there to be by her side through this. However, it does not seem to be anything to worry about, as Julie and Nanny Faye have not mentioned anything serious. What do you think about this? Do you love that they're so close? Sound off in the comments below. We would love to hear your thoughts on this situation. Thanks for watching this video. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel, America Trends 24, and stay with us.